Assignment of the Executive Secretary of the Creative Arts Agency, Mr. Gideon Aryeequaye, has been reassigned to the Ministry's office. As of now, we don't know which specific portfolio has been reassigned to him, but we have intercepted the letter of reassignment here. Letter dated 25th February 2026. It says, I write to communicate the President's directive regarding your reassignment. Your appointment as the Acting Executive Secretary of the Creative Arts Agency has been revoked, and you are hereby reassigned to the Ministry of Tourism, Culture and Creative Arts to support the ministry's ongoing program and institutional strengthening efforts. It goes ahead to say, now the President sincerely appreciates your unwavering dedication and invaluable service to the nation and looks forward to your continued contributions in your new role. This is signed by Secretary to the President, Callistus Mahama. Yeah, Joy 99.7. Good afternoon, George Quay, Uncle Ken, Niso. George Quay.
I don't even get it. I was going to take him on.
No, by you know.
No. Listen. George Quay just walked in.
Yeah, he caught my attention.
Niso was here.
Yes, you show respect.
You caught my attention.
And then you mentioned George Quay.
You know, people of that special height always they always get people's attention. George, I'm sorry. Not sorry for calling you by your height, but for introducing you first. Good afternoon. Okay. Uncle Ken.
Yes, Kwame.
How you doing?
I am doing well, thank you. By His grace. And before I go any further, I heard your introduction to the show.
Yes.
This afternoon.
Yes.
And you said that the show is cooked. I'm quoting you.
No, somebody. Oh,
let me make my point.
I get it.
I say let me make my point.
You said the chef is coming to serve.
I say let me make my point.
I'm preempting you.
I will not preempt you. Kwame Dadzie said the show is cooked by Philip Nye. And I am the chef.
I'm coming.
Can you imagine?
So you see, when I said that, Diego Pacarbeni sent me a message. Say, hey, who told you chefs serve?
Exactly.
No, but I know a chef that served.
Oh yeah, some chefs do.
Chef Smith.
Oh yeah. No, Kwame, you are right there.
Chef Smith served. No, but that one, yeah. I go for there. There
are some chefs who will come and present something very special to you themselves at the restaurant. Yeah. You know, some chefs do that, so that's true. But
you were paying attention. You paid attention.
But I didn't pay attention.
The moment
the
moment I was done with the introduction, William Diego Pacarbeni sent me a message. I said, hey, bruh, chefs don't say.
No money.
I'm very sorry for that too.
Anyway, yes.
Yeah,
but
so,
what is this news that you just gave us?
Yeah, we just.
Are you sure it's not AI?
No. We even have the letter to that effect.
And the letter is genuine? It's cross-checked?
Yes.
I don't want anybody to come back tomorrow.
Has my appointment finally arrived?
And my producer has done the background check.
He has done the background check.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Kwame, has my appointment finally arrived? What news is that?
You want appointment? Hey, now penny and phone call.
The National Theatre one.
George, hey, now penny and phone call. Which office do you want to occupy?
Office?
Yeah.
Do I want? Name the airport after me.
No, Kwame, but this is.
Did you see this coming?
What's the news?
I did
Sorry,
not see this.
I must have been
coming.
watching.
Okay. George was.
So the
walking
news
in, so
is that
maybe
Gideon Aryeequaye has been reassigned from the creative agency as the executive secretary to the Ministry of Tourism,
Ministry
Culture,
of Tourism
and Creative Arts to
To
go
help-
and support the
support,
institutional strengthening of the office.
But
who's
Kwame,
taking
you
the
know
space?
what my problem is?
Yes.
The word revoked
yes
was used.
That's the initial.
That was the
line.
initial thing.
Yes.
And then came reassignment.
Yes.
So who's
So
taking the space?
why did they use the revoked?
The letter was
signed the
signed
letter?
by
Because-
Callistus Mahama, Secretary to the President.
Secretary to the President. Because
Call him for me.
Kwame, you could have just simply said he had been reassigned. And I'm a boy. Without saying, when you say revoked,
Yeah.
then it means that something must have happened for you to be taken
Out of the place.
out of the place.
And it's copied to the Vice President, Jubilee Havzakra, Chief
And I knew-
of Staff,
Yeah.
and
Makes a
then
lot of
Minister of
sense, 'cause
Tourism, Culture, and
even
Creative Arts.
well, when you were speaking,
Mm-hmm.
at the point I got a bit confused because it started
Okay.
off with revoke.
Exactly.
Later on in
Then
the letter,
it-
I saw reassign.
Reassign, yeah.
What is really going on?
Kwame, has a replacement been named?
No.
No,
Not in
not
this.
that we know of.
So he's been reassigned to go assist at the Ministry of Tourism, Arts,
Yes.
Culture.
Tourism, Culture,
Culture,
and Creative Arts.
creative
Yes,
arts.
please.
Confusion.
But the capacity in which he's going to assist has
Yeah.
also not been stated.
Yes, please.
To help strengthen the institutional, what was it?
Yeah,
What again?
institutional strength.
Strength.
Let me quote verbatim, if because we are dealing with the government here. So it says, you are hereby reassigned to the Ministry of Tourism, Culture, and Creative Arts. No, to assist. Yeah, is it to support rather? To support the ministry's ongoing programs and institutional strengthening efforts.
Well, I believe it's probably definitely been discussed, and if they believe his skills and knowledge will be most useful to the ministry and other ministry, then
You don't have a problem.
I don't have a problem. Gideon Aryeequaye is an asset. We've known him for a while. I mean, in the previous President Mahama administration, I think he was with the
A DC or a GTA?
Yeah, I think it was the GTA.
Okay.
Yeah, I think he was with the
GTA for a while, for a few
Yeah,
a few
for
months
couple
before
of
they left
months
office.
Before
Yeah.
they left office, and I mean that should. I mean, I want to believe they've vetted his skill. They know what he can do, and they believe he can serve better.
But they
at
didn't
the-
say he was going to GTO.
No, I didn't
They say
mention
the
GTA,
ministry.
the tourism. I mean, it's all the same space, really, when you think about it. It's all the same space, you know. So I am at least happy that the letter did indicate that it's not like he's been asked to go home. It's just been reassigned, and I believe if someone is reassigned, it's just maybe because you've vetted or you've looked at or reconsidered the person's strengths and believe that the person can serve better in a different capacity. So yeah, I wish.
But George,
them
if
the
you're
very
taking
best.
off a position of clout, acting head of the Creative Arts Agency, and you're taken off that position,
You,
but
you
but
see it as a demotion.
yeah, sometimes, some way, I don't like it.
I wouldn't.
I don't like it
I
because being head of an agency is prominent.
I wouldn't totally agree. I like the idea of the prominence, but I wouldn't totally agree. I wouldn't agree because if I take using myself as an example, I recall back in school, for almost every club and organization that I was a member of,
You were taken off.
I was always considered for the president role of the president.
Okay.
But I always declined and opted for the communications or PR person.
George,
I declined.
that is
I
you.
declined not because I didn't think I could lead. Of course, I could, and I still can. But I felt I'd be more useful in a different capacity. You understand?
But that is you.
I mean,
George.
recently I did some work for a client in December, and the client insisted that I MC the program, and I made it clear to the client that no, I am better off producing it for you. let's get a different MC. Of course, I'll be a great MC, blah, 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 but I think I'll be better off producing the program. And I want to believe. And so if you work in my organization and I move you from a position of prominence, as Uncle Ken puts it, and put you somewhere else, it's because I've looked at your strength and believe you'd be, Okay, and it's for people's career growth as well. Okay. Don't put them in a space where you think, no, Charlie, where I put you, I know you may be able to kill it, but I think you'd make a bigger, better name here. You'd function better here. So let's go. I don't see it as a demotion. I don't want to look at it from that perspective. I think posterity is going to judge. Let's give it time and see whether, because really, let's be frank, the creative agency is still a baby. Under MPP, nothing really happened much, and under NDC, they've started a couple of things. Let's see how it goes. Maybe the presidency believes, look, this is a baby department under the ministry. Let's put somebody else here. It's all just turning things around. I like what the government is doing. I like where they are going. I want to believe they've looked at it critically and believe this is the best for the industry.
Our sources say Gideon is not so happy about it.
Of course he wouldn't be. Don't mind George Quay.
Oh, why should I haven't spoken to Gideon, so I wouldn't know. If he is not so happy about it as your sources claim, then maybe there's more to it than meets the eye.
George
and I want to believe eventually whatever it is will come out.
He was acting CEO of the pinnacle organization for creative arts. And you tell me that if he's taken off that position and shoved into the ministry, there's nothing wrong with it.
Not until I hear what exactly he's going to do at the ministry. I cannot say there's something wrong with it. I want to know what he's going to do at the ministry. You understand me? What if it's announced that maybe the deputy minister, or there's been some reshuffle and the deputy minister has been moved, or the minister has been moved to another ministry and he's going to, we don't know yet. We don't know yet.
Yeah.
This, he is not happy. We've just been told. Yeah. And I'm saying that, if indeed he's not happy, then maybe there may be more to it than meets the eye. But I would not say it's a bad idea just because somebody has been moved.
As for me, I would not be happy if my appointment to a certain position is revoked before I am reassigned.
I want to believe that is just an institutional exercise. I mean, it's what has to be done. You need to be moved, and the position has to be declared vacant for somebody else. I want to believe it's just a systemic. It's a system. I mean, I don't want to believe it's a deliberate attempt to go. No. I don't.
JQ. I just love JQ.
He's a Manchester United defender.
He's too good. Guys, let's take a breather. When we come back, we have more to serve you. This week, we had an interview with Dr. Chiaki Otute, a medical doctor and a model who won the Miss Intercontinental Ghana 2025 pageant, but was stripped off her crown for what they described as unforeseen circumstances. To cap it all, she even suffered cyberbullying for her looks. After the show, we received a number of calls from people who had gone through similar experiences. We are going to listen to these news stories and then look at the bigger picture. How do we sanitize the reality show space? In the meantime, if you missed Dr. Chiaki's interview last week, here is an excerpt.
I went through on the grand finale. I was announced as the winner, and I was crowned Miss Intercontinental Ghana 2025 on 8th of November 2025. So I was crowned, and then I was placed in the car and driven back to the house where we were kept. So we did some thank you tours, and then I went home. The day after the pageant, I went to bed at about 3 a.m. So by 6 a.m. I was up, and I decided to scroll through my phone and see what was going on. And then I opened Twitter, and I saw that I had been tagged in some videos. So I figured, people must be congratulating me or something of the sort. So I checked what was happening, and that was not what I saw. The comments were very terrible, and I know Twitter. So initially it hurts, but then I was like, okay, it's just Twitter. People on Twitter are doing this. Then I opened TikTok, where I usually go to be happy, to watch funny videos. Once again, I saw my video. It was an interview that had been done immediately after I won.
Okay.
So by that time, I had cried, I had done vigorous performances and all that. The makeup had out. And if you know anything about makeup, basically just applying things on your face.
Yeah.
So it looked weird. The lighting was terrible and the angle and all that. So that video was taken by the official blogger for the pageant. And he uploaded it. That's Besa GH. I don't know if I can ever get him out of my heart. I'm still praying about it, but that thing seemed very personal and it's very hard to let that go.
So it was intentional for him to post that video.
For another reason, actually, the caption that was attached. So when he asked me how I felt about it, I mentioned that I joined the pageant because I wanted people to understand that beauty included brains and both of them were not two polar opposites. He captioned it and said she is very excited. She did not expect to win and she's happy because beauty is about brains. So he twisted it to make it seem like I was saying I knew I wasn't beautiful and yet I had won. And people in the comments piggybacked on that and called me a lot of very interesting names. I learned a new word that day, mukui. Apparently it's the slang for a very unattractive person. People said I looked like a fish. I looked like a lot of things. I looked like a frog. Someone in the comments was like, imagine all the beautiful ladies watching this mukui go away with their crown. And I felt, I don't know, I don't think I have the words to describe how I felt. It was terrible because someone said my mouth was too wide. It looked weird. The way I even talk was some way things. And sometimes it comes back at the most inconvenient time. So I say that people compliment me these days and I feel like they're mocking me because it's there and it's not that easy. And Miss Nanaba would really attest. Sometimes I send her messages in the middle of the night because as I'm speaking, I'm talking very slowly and pacing myself because I don't want to break down again. The organizers, we had to prepare for international, so I let that go. And then one evening, Friday evening, I was there and the vice president of the organization called me. And after the exchanging pleasantry, she said, Chiaki, we want to meet you and your parents. So kindly let them know it's an emergency meeting. So we went for that meeting. They emphasized that when I'm coming, I should bring my crown and my sash. That's when I got fully suspicious. Messages, emails from concerned people saying that I do not meet their standards for the international pageant. And based on this, they have made the decision to disqualify me.
And that's Dr. Chiaki, winner of Miss Intercontinental Ghana 2025 pageants, sharing her story. We have two other people who have been through this similar situation who will be sharing the stories. But in the studio he is a former mentor, contestant. You were first runner-up. And no, you confuse me.
Say first and second. Say first and second.
First runner.
I was second.
That first runner.
First runner.
Okay.
And then Project Fame.
Yeah, that one 2 seconds. Mini Sanepone.
Wow.
Yeah, Charlie.
Wow. So let me start with you since you've been through it. What was your inspiration for getting into those reality shows?
I think I was much fortunate, okay, because I remember that in 2006, early 2006, I had met two guys, okay. We met in Legon. There was a Val's Day show. I was there with my guitar singing and, doing my stuff and all that. And right after singing, the two of them came and approached me, and it was one guy called J. Brian, and the other is actually the late Ghetto KB.
Oh.
Yeah. So they approached me and they were like, oh, Charlie, we do this kind of vibe song. Oh, Charlie, we could link up and things. So we linked up and we formed a clique of a sort, like the way we have R2Bs today.
Okay.
It's a group, yet they can individually do their own stuff.
Right.
Yeah. So we called ourselves Limelight Crew, and our resident producer was Benianti, who is Ubit's younger brother.
Oh.
So every day we wake up, we're in the studio making music and stuff like that. And you know, back in the day, and I love this R&B-ish kind of vibe and all that. And the sound back then was heavily saturated with the local language. So if you don't do a chi kind of vibe or something, yeah, nobody really go listen, you know. But still, we were pushing. So the only audience we had was maybe Face of Legon or something, you know, that kind of stuff. So we were doing that kind of sound. And later on in 2005, I was like, Charlie, this mentor thing where come, you know, me, I feel say, no, later in 2006, I was like, Charlie, I feel say I go feel go try am.
Okay.
Because I feel say if I blow, or if one of us blow, we all will go blow. So let's go and try it, you know. Then J. Brian was like, oh yeah, cool. We go try am, see. So I went to try mentor, and my idea was that get to the finals, because I noticed that if they evict you, it's easy for people to forget you. And honestly, all I needed was the platform for people to know that, oh, that guy, people to recognize me. And that would be a lot easier if maybe back in the day you wouldn't play an R&B kind of vibe song as a DJ just because, oh, it be Joe, that guy for mentor, I feel I'm I go play, you know. So that was the mindset. So I was going not necessarily to win it, but to get to the finals and do so well so that people will recognize me any day, anytime. So when I drop a record, they will always be happy to listen to it or to play it as a DJ or as a presenter. So that was my motive. So me, I wasn't even looking for anything else from the people. I was looking for the platform. That was my mindset.
Which edition of Mentor was that?
2.
Second. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So after winning, were you satisfied with whatever you had as for the position and everything that came with it?
Okay. For me, like I said, I didn't win. I was second place.
Yeah, second.
And everything that was said that they were going to give to the winners then, personally, me, I received my everything. The money, the things from sponsors and stuff like that.
How much were you given then?
Oh, I know what 2006.
What did you use the money for?
Oh, Charlie, take chop off. So
money,
money, products from sponsors. I remember very well that, in fact, I still do use that same number now from Tigo. Tigo gave me a special number. In fact, they give all of us a special number. So I still do use that number now. And then they give us certain number of months. I think the first person had a whole year of a certain like every month they will give you then it wasn't data like that, it was call time off. So the scratch card like that, you go there and they go plenty like that. It will give you then.
Kwame, but do you believe he doesn't remember the amount he was paid?
Oh no, honestly, I'm kind of confused. So
everybody says that. I don't remember. It's been so many.
Maybe he doesn't remember.
I can't, because I have also but I don't remember.
Any of the
reality shows. I don't remember.
Even Project Fame, I can't remember the amount, but I remember the things that came with it. You know,
So let's go to Project Fame as well.
Sure.
How did you get there?
Right after Mentor, I was in the studio with AB, the man that produced Ades, Kofi, and Joe.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So we were in the studio together, working on one of my songs. Then KKD came in, and when he came in, then he was told that.
Dakwa.
He was told that,
Ambassador Dakwa.
KKD, this guy, he the child party, and then KKD was like, well, I should freestyle something for him, not knowing that he was actually working with Kojuenchi then and all that. So I took my guitar and I started singing a Kojuenchi song. So he fell in love with my sound, and during the auditions for Project Fame, I saw the auditions, but I didn't want to go because I had done Mentor and I had done the battle. I was like, oh, Charlie, do something. So I didn't want to go, honestly. So the day of the auditions, Saturday morning, AB called me that, Charlie, KKD, they said you. He said the guy can't find for the place, no.
Wow.
He said, no, the guy, they try pan, so sometimes he go fit try something. You make a give you number, then call him. And then he was one of the judges for the show. So I called him. Then I was like, yo, I'm not promising you anything, but I believe that you do carry something that could maybe give you chance. So you just can't try, see. So then I was in Adabraka, no, straight to TV3. And fortunately for me, I made it through to Project Fame.
And you came out second.
Yeah, Ianya won and I came second place. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
So how would you say these two reality shows have impacted your career?
Oh, hugely, Charlie. It makes a lot of things make a lot of sense to me now. When I said that, all I needed was the platform, because I realized that there are so many things that has happened to me in my life, so many opportunities that has come to play in my life, that the people will say, because you sang this song on Mentor, or because you sang that song on Project Fame, oh Charlie, now I feed you pounds. So because of that, it opened a lot of doors for me. People didn't really need to know me. They didn't even need to hear my sound, just because they saw me on stage and I entertained them, and they fell in love with what I was giving to them. It opened like so many doors for me, and I believe that me and you there here today not because of that.
It be so.
Yeah. So yeah. Yeah. So it did.
All
it impact me a lot.
Let me get to Judge Quay. Judge Quay is a man of many hats. She said, I told her, I don't know how to.
You say many heights.
He said parts. He said parts.
How can you be a man of many heights?
I was wondering.
And then you see.
Yeah, I was wondering.
And George, you've worked as producer or director for some of these. Producer.
Yes, I worked on. I produced Stars of the Future. I produced The Challenge. I was part of the team that worked on Miss Malaika Ghana for a number of years. And part of the team that worked on The Next Big Thing in GH Hip Hop.
Wow.
And
Did you work on Hitmaker?
Yes, I actually produced Hitmaker as well.
Wow.
And all these by kind courtesy of Charterhouse. Special shouts to Mr. Yola Ayade, Philippa Isu, and Theresa.
Small but mighty.
For just giving us the opportunity. No, it's not just you. The thing about Charterhouse is that you may take the shine, but really it's not you. There's a big team behind you.
Right.
And the big brain behind it all, Mr. Yola Ayade, that man, the day he will grant an interview, I think he has to write a book.
I mean,
when it comes to showbiz, event, art, and entertainment, I must admit he's the most creative man I've ever come across.
Wow.
Very talented, very skilled. So, yeah. Yeah, so we're fortunate.
So how different is it producing for a reality show and a normal show?
Okay, let's break it down. When you say normal show, I take it we're talking TV.
TV.
Good.
Yeah.
So let's work with, say, let me look at some of the shows that I produced while I was at Charterhouse. I worked on It Takes Two.
Okay. Yeah.
With the Chairman General Kwame Dadzie. I also worked on Agro Asotran with David Donto. Now, these are core TV shows. Agro is a quiz show. Very easy. You go to a location, you set up your stage, your light, your sound, your production team.
Was it the one with David Donto?
Yes,
Yeah.
with David Donto. It wasn't scripted. It was easy. Because it was natural. The only thing you needed was the questions.
Okay.
David Donto, so talented, he knew the intro, he knew the sponsors, so he knew what to do. He knew when to call for the breaks, and then we flow. We know it's in 3 parts. You finish round 1, go for commercial break, come back, do round 2, go for a break, come back, do round 3, declare a winner. You are done. It's simple. Same for It Takes Two. Pretty simple. Chairman General Sefakai, super talent. He comes, he knows the intro, he knows. You do your knowing me, knowing you, you finish, you do your charades, and then you do your last thing, and you're done. It's structured, it's easy. You don't need a script for that. Sometimes the only part you have to script will be your intro. You script that, and then the rest, it flows through. But for reality TV, it's a little different.
Okay.
If you want to do reality TV and do it very, very well, you, the producer, must see the final output on TV before even the editor sees it. What do I mean? You must tell your story before it is told on TV. So I want to do, let's say, a music reality TV show, the opening, for instance, the very first episode. Because you need to understand, if it is 13 episodes you're doing, then you need to understand that you're telling a story that starts from episode 1 to episode 13. So it is, usually when you're doing TV shows, you have 2 types. It is either a narrative or an episodic show. But when you're doing reality TV, it is a combination of both. It's both a narrative and an episodic. A narrative is a continuing story.
Okay.
So, for instance, more like the series that we watch. You watch episode 1, you have to wait to continue episode 2. You continue, and the stories continue. So if you miss episode 1 or 2, episode 3 may not necessarily make sense to you. But episodic ones tell stories. So episode 1 is a full story. It's done. You don't need to watch episode 1 to understand episode 2. Those are episodic. They stand on their own. But when you're doing reality TV, it is a combination of both. It is a combination of both because Niso may feature in episode 1,
Yeah.
the intro or bootcamp or whatever it is. You understand? He may not get kicked out. His story may continue in episode 2. So you need to be able to trace his journey. And if he makes it to the grand finale, you must be able to tell a story that traces his journey from the get-go, from auditions all the way to final event. So when you're planning your show, you need to be able to have that strength to tell a story from episode 1 to episode 13, knowing that you are dealing with different people, and some of these people will be evicted along the line. Their stories will end. But maybe because of some interaction they had with somebody, their eviction may affect somebody else's performance.
Right.
For instance, Niso may have formed a bond with somebody in Project Fame.
Yeah.
They became tight.
Yeah.
The person became his inspiration. And then along the line, the person got evicted. It could affect Niso's next performance.
Yeah.
And then Niso also...
It happened to me.
I did
It happened to you.
Oh yeah, it happened.
You understand? So when you're a producer and you're scripting your story, you need to have some of all these things in mind. And sometimes you need to be able to twist things in a way that they will tell your story. Again, that is what makes you a good storyteller, a good producer, a good director. You know the people that you have. Those are the tools available to you. How do you turn them around to tell an interesting story to the viewer? Because you need to sustain interest. You understand? So these are the differences. Reality TV shows require a lot more scripting and non-scripting. What do I mean by non-scripting? A lot of things will happen spontaneously. Things would happen that you didn't script, you didn't anticipate, you didn't plan. You're dealing with judges. You don't know what the judges are going to say when they are going to comment on Niso's performance. You cannot script that. You understand? What you can do is to give your judges characters. So you can say, Judge Nye, I want you to focus on the artist's stage presence. So what is stage presence? He has to look how the artist takes command on the stage, how the artist relates with the band, how the artist and all of those. You feel that, yeah, there's a person there. There are certain musicians, when they're on stage, you don't even feel them.
Yeah.
You don't even see them there.
Yeah.
You understand? Then you can say, Judge Dadzie, I want you to focus on the artist's appearance. So you're looking at style. Because showbiz, style is... Look at all three of us here. The only person dressed like a star is Niso because he is a star. The rest of us are ordinary people.
Yes.
You understand? So showbiz...
It's glittering.
Yeah. Showbiz has a star component. And that component, you must start building it from the get-go. Because when you're doing a music reality TV show, you're looking for a star for the country, for the people. Sure. And that star must look the part. So it must be a part of your judgment. Then you can say, Judge Ken, I want you to look at vocal delivery. Then again, you're looking for music talent. So that vocal delivery is there. If it's a beauty pageant, you can have Judge A say, look at beauty of face and figure. And that is where a lot of people make mistakes. Once you call it a beauty pageant, your first key should always be beauty. Yeah. So you'd realize that I recall Miss Malaika audition, some people come, they're articulate, they're confident, they speak well, they walk well, but they are dropped. They are dropped because the first and most important requirement is beauty. You must be beautiful. You
And
understand?
what is beauty?
Oh, beauty of it. When you see a beautiful woman, you can see a beautiful woman. There are things that, I mean, even women can tell who beautiful women are. Some will say beauty lies in the eyes of the beholder.
Physical?
Fortunately, we are not going to look for somebody we're going to marry.
George, is beauty just physical?
Oh, you see, that is why I said for the very first thing, the most important thing, once you've called it a beauty pageant, the first thing you're looking for is that beauty, that physical attribute, the beauty of it, the cheekbone line, the nose structure, the facial structure. You know, you're looking for the height and all of those. You can't be littering the stage with midgets like George Kwame. No.
What are you talking?
You get me.
Matthias.
So some of these, like you are looking for the. I recall when Hamama won, and I still say that's the most beautiful, the beautiful newspaper headline I ever read in my life.
Oh,
Uncle Nab, graphic showbiz,
Right.
front page,
Nana Benin.
Hamalaika. Yeah.
Wow. Hamalaika.
Hamalaika. When Hamama won Miss Malaika, that was Uncle Nab's headline.
I
And
like
for me
that.
Still, yeah, it was Hamalaika. You know, it was just mind blowing. So you need those. And so you need to know what you're looking for. And from the get-go, go and get that. Don't forget, Miss Malaika is not the challenge educational reality TV show. The challenge is looking for brains. So you can come looking like Philip Nye will take you. Oh, so far as you are smart. You understand? The most important thing is that the Challenge Educational Reality TV show, the prize is you're going to a university in the UK to pursue your masters for free. What has that got to do with beauty? What has that got to do with height? What has that got to do with it? Has nothing. So every reality TV show has what it's looking for, and producers must stick to what it is they are looking for. Yes, at the end of the day, some may make other considerations, but stick to your core mandate. What you set out to look for, go and look for that and nothing else. And you'll avoid controversies once you look for that.
Thank you very much, George Quay. Joe 99.7 FM, Showbiz A to Z. You can send us your comments and questions, 055-1111-997. We have on Zoom, all the way from Germany, another gentleman who took part in a reality show, Stars of the Future, the very first edition that had comedy and music.
Yes, comedy
and he won the comedy session of it. David Oscar,
my man,
has joined us. David.
Yes, bro. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you. How are you doing?
Oh, I'm very well, by the grace of God. And I'm happy to hear your voice. I'm happy to see your screen on my screen.
Bro, longest man, how are we doing?
I'm very well. I'm very, very well. Thank you so much.
We thank God for your life. You're looking good. You're looking good.
I try.
How is music treating you?
Well, that's a good question. Music, I would say music has helped me focus much more as an artist, because quite frankly, the dream I have with the music I'm doing, it's quite scary. It scares me every time. And you would know that it is once said that if your dreams don't scare you enough, then they are not big enough. I mean, if your dreams don't scare you, then they are not big enough. Sometimes I question myself, like, how long can I keep doing this, in terms of the amount of work I'm putting in and the corresponding attention that comes. I mean, there's a certain imbalance there, so it sets me wondering sometimes. And I think it's just being human, we are humans and we have fears, we have sometimes doubts, but of course, in spite of all that, it is the joy that I derive from being able to just write music and putting my thoughts on rhythms and, creating melodies, which I keep getting in the spirit. And I have said before that, these melodies are things that I get in the spirit and things that I believe God gives me. And for as long as those melodies keep coming to me, the music cannot stop. So this is just my motivation. This is how music has shaped my thought processes and my thought patterns. And so I would say this is how music is treating me. It's just a living, breathing thing, Yeah.
Dave, before music, you were into comedy. Are you still a comedian?
Well, I haven't done stand-up comedy in a very long while, And because of that, I do not really presume to have that instinct as much as I used to in my teenage years and coming up to my 20s and, mid-20s and all, from when I got discovered as a comedian in Ghana. So getting to see your comedians, doing their things in Ghana in the mainstream makes me happy because I know that the sweat that I put in, at least it breathed a certain space, with emphasis on the Ghanaian space. So I'm happy that it's the way it is, and that fills me with joy. But personally, because I haven't done that in a very long time, I do not presume to be that sharp, and so I have left that space for the people you see today, focusing on the music that I'm doing, which as a craft is helping me to reach much more wider audiences, So I hope you guys can stop calling me a comedian, because every time I get to interact with media in Ghana, even Kwame Dadzie, the artwork you sent me, I still have on my profile comedian, So listen to what I'm saying now. For me, I haven't done that in a long time, so I don't consider myself a very sharp soldier. But you guys keep referring to me as a comedian, so what can I say?
Dave, are you telling me if an event company books you for a comedy gig, you will not come down and do it with a fat check?
well, if that check can take care of gag writers, because now if it's something I had to do again, I would love to employ gag writers. I believe there are a lot of funny guys in Ghana, yourself included, and pay you some money to be able to write for me to perform. Because you see, one of the understandings I've had of my comedic crafts since I stopped doing it was that, oh, okay, I would always perform written, scripts, more like a satirist, but not really a satirist. I'm an observational comedian. So I'm not like that very spontaneous type of comedian, If you put me in a room with about 5 or 10 comedians, I won't be the toast of the party, But I'm funny when I'm performing a script. And so this is my type of comedy now. If I need to come do it right now, you see, it's going to take a lot. That's what I'm talking about, gag writers. Because now if I have to stop all the things that I'm doing to now use my brains to write, don't forget, it's the same brain that I use to write my music. So it's got to be really worth it, right? Before you guys can get me to do that again.
Great. So how did you get into Startup Future?
Well, it was during when I was at the University of Ghana, thanks to people like Prince David Osei, who actually told me he had filled the form for me and he had submitted it, so I should go for this. Because they had seen me perform some kind of comedy on the stage, at the drama school, theater arts. So this was, their own belief that, oh, I could do this. So personally, I didn't even go after, I didn't personally fill the forms. It was Prince David Osei who filled the form for me, And when I got there, knowing that George Quay was my senior at Performing Arts and he was the one, he was the producer on behalf of Charterhouse. It made me feel at home. You know what I mean? And so this is how I started. I got into it like that.
How challenging or otherwise was it for you?
Oh, it wasn't challenging at all. In fact, I think it just wove itself precisely into what I was into at the time, which was being a theater student. And, being in theater school, one thing theater school teaches you is how to be methodic with what you do on stage. I don't just get up and appear and presume that everything will just fall in place. I would need to have rehearsed my piece, first and foremost, write it, rehearse it, test it around. And this is all theatrics, So very methodic like that. Then I come into, the fray of comedians. And for me, it was just like, remember, I was very young at the time with all the experiences I was having. And of course, also observing certain comedians. Because, see, I didn't even know I was going to do stand-up comedy per se. But when I got into it, I knew that I had to just research wider, So it wasn't very, very difficult at all. Because at the time, that was pretty much what I was doing. I was, of course, doing my academic work. But this was like one of my main occupations at the time, So it was very, very, I would say, seamless. It was very seamless. No wonder I won it at the end of the day, Because this was a typical theater student coming into the fray of performance and just, using that instance to make people laugh. It was like quite seamless for me, I would say.
But apart from you getting into a reality show, you also served as a judge on Born Stars, right?
I did. And I also produced Miss Ghana in 2009 when I got to work with Media Whiskets. You see, so now...
okay.
Exactly. Talking to me, I am probably the only person among the panel members who have experienced talent shows. One, as an artist. Two, as a producer. And so I got to also learn how it works, the inner workings, trying to get the best of the talent from the perspective of the organizer. So you see that over here, all your interests are at heart. Like your interests have to be paramount to everything else, right? And then you have me being in a situation where I co-judged it with other people. So this time I was like working for the interest of the organizers, So in that sense, we had to play ball, with the organizers. It couldn't be that when it was needed the most, our interest as judges had to sort of like differ from what the organizers wanted. So I got to experience it on all levels, I should say.
Dave, in one word, how would you describe your work as a producer for Miss Ghana then?
So because I was coming from theater school and I have stage production experience, I actually got to be part of the team that groomed the girls, and I also got to produce all the 10 regional road shows. But don't forget, before Mr. Gideon Aryeequaye, who is or was the owner of Media Whiskets, which sister company was MMRS, Media Magic, at the time, Shirley Frimpong Manso produced it up until 2008. And 2009, Sally from Pomanso with Sparrow Productions, And then in 2009, Mr. Gedilai took the franchise back. And that was when I had joined Media Westgate. So I got to produce the show in all the 10 regions. At the time, Ghana was still 10 regions. This is how I got to know, practically every corner in Ghana, which later also gave me some connections to be able to, take some comedy shows to certain places in Ghana. So yes, this is and of course producing the show. It was not just the pageantry. It was they had also reintroduced the dance championships. They were trying to sort of like relive the whole embassy club leisure days, that vibe, try to bring it back. But of course I was there 2009, and then I left and joined Viasat in 2010. So I got to do it for just 1 year. And of course, if you know production, I mean, George Quay is the best I've seen in the game, basically coordinating what is happening on the stage with the scripts, and I don't want to go into it right now, but of course,
great
production.
Let's talk about you being a judge on Born Stars.
Yes.
Yeah. How did it go? How was it?
Oh, it was nice. I mean, it was a good experience for me too, coming from the fray as an artist on a talent show and then getting to sit as a judge on a talent show. It went fine, but then it was also an eye-opener on certain levels for me personally. So yeah, I can't say anything negative about my experience. The major eye-opener for me at the time. Well, I don't know. Let me just leave you to do your questioning.
Okay. I'll come back to you, David Oscar. Joe 99.7 FM, Showbiz A-Z is the name of the program, and we are talking reality TV shows and some stories that we've heard in recent times. Now, after our episode last week with Dr. Chiaki Otute, we had calls from other people who also complained they had gone through certain situations, experiences with reality shows. Now, here is this lady telling us her story.
Sincerely, talking about this particular issue about beauty pageants gives me so much pain in my heart. And I do not wish this for anybody that wants to embark in a beauty pageant. In the year 2018, I got so many compliments from people. You are so beautiful during a pageant. You are so nice. The way you look, your beauty, the way you are smart, your confidence. In fact, everything a beauty queen is supposed to, have, I had it. So my friends and my family, they were so convinced that this particular competition would be a win. Yes, someone would say there were other competitors, but I knew what I was carrying, and I knew what the competition meant to me, because my friends knew how passionate I was about cricket. So when I told them about my vision and explained what I want to do if I win the pageant, they were so happy for me and they were rooting for me. Fast forward, in a beauty house, we are being calmed, and in the house, there were so many wrongs that were done to us in this house. Can you believe a pageant that is meant for us to gain confidence the more? It was rather seducing. It was rather, I don't know how to even put it. It was just taking everything away from us. Everybody in this country knows that Beauty pageant is about your performance and voting. My votes were good. The performances were good. But there is a case where you have people that have been put as serpents in the house that will be threatening you, telling you that if you don't go ahead with what they want to do with you, they would fail you, or they would do whatever it takes to let you go out of the competition. There were times that even in this competition, they would, they bring us outfits, very short outfits. Some would say, yes, we have to do bikini. Yes, we were doing all those things because we know it was part of the tax. But outside the box, all the girls were being packed. They put us in the car. They would come saying that we should go and look for sponsors for it. I mean, if we didn't have sponsors for a beauty pageant, no one was forcing anybody to do a beauty pageant. But there is a situation where it's like you're already in the pageant, and they now come telling you that go around looking for sponsors. They put every other girl plus myself in the in the car, a bus, take us around and drop us off vantage points that they know if we go there, we would get clients and bring them back. I mean, someone would say, okay, if you go and you get these sponsors, you know that the money you'll be getting, you would use it for your projects, you can use some for your votes and all that. See, all these things were lies, so they were lies. Because when we bring this money, if you are lucky and you go out there and you get a sponsor and the sponsor is able to, pay and give you the money or the contract, you are able to sign the contract for this beauty pageant. You come back and they take everything. They take all the money. Sometimes when you are lucky, they just give you a little of the money and be like, okay, so use it for your project. Meanwhile, that wasn't the discussion. We all knew. We were told that when you do this, you can come back and use it for your project. In fact, it's not even done. We are not even supposed to go and look for sponsors, but we do these things. All in the name of beauty pageant.
Joe 99.7 FM. Some people talking about the experiences with reality TV shows, beauty pageants, among others. And we're not here to paint a bad picture about beauty pageants or other reality shows. We're just sharing stories from some people who have had experiences with these reality shows. Here is another person who was involved with a reality show. This time around, this person was part of production.
I have been a contestant in one of the biggest music reality shows in Ghana. I have grown to be a producer of that same reality show. I have produced, a kids reality show. I have produced a beauty reality show. And I can tell you, it started with a very genuine reason: to produce young musicians, nurture them into stardom, and then when they start producing good music out there, then we can make money. It will be a 50-50 affair. Everybody wins. But a lot goes into winning a reality show. And it's not just currently, but way back, a lot. Those days when we started, the producers were looking at people they can easily manipulate or easily, control when the person wins. That is the music. And so if you're overconfident, that is if you speak your mind and all that, forget it. You will not get anywhere. You only get to finale when you bring in a lot of money and when you are extra talented. That we know that if we take you out, come on, the whole Ghana or the whole country is going to come to us. That we will take you there. But for you to win, that chance will never be given. Because we know you talk too much, we know you're overconfident, and so we will not give you that chance. Producers were deciding who wins when it started. Production houses were deciding who wins. No matter how much your money, you see, votes are controlled. So you can pump in 100,000. And if the producer tells you, Ajua pulled 200,000, and I can prove with graph and all that, please, there's no way he will win. And so, yes, they were deciding. Now we've gotten to, the productions have grown in terms of look and feel. It looks so good on TV. But another thing that is also happening now is the production houses are looking for money and audience. So they look for people who will give them drama when it comes to the reality show. They look for people who have the following and will give them the votes. And so you can have a beauty contest. That's only the finale alone. Let's forget about the other votes that have gone on. But only the finale alone is going to give that TV station over 300,000, sometimes hitting 400,000. And so if you win and you are getting a car and a trip to wherever, you have actually paid for the crown. The crown is being bought for you. And that is all we are looking at for now. It's just the money that these content producers are looking out for. And eyeballs. So there's that's primary or genuine reason why reality shows were being organized. I think we've lost it. And that is when it started, we were getting some people out of them. We have a lot of musicians currently who are from reality shows. And so, yeah, it was doing good. But the past 5, 6, 7 years, or even 8 years, have we had any such talent? No. Even in the olden days, you could have the winner wins and within a month is lost. So somebody who was third or fourth is the person who is now flourishing because he was denied that rightful position. Ladies are being, slept with before given a crown or even a chance to finale. But when you get there, you win. So the producer will tell you, the best I can do for you is to get you to the finale. That's I do. But when we get there, it's for the judges. The judges will come back and ask the producer, who do you think should win? Yes, who do you think should win? But ideally, it's supposed to be the judges and the votes coming in. But producers are deciding who wins because they need people who they can easily manipulate or they can easily manage.
Joe 99.7 FM, we've listened to two people who reached out to us to tell us their stories. And from these two accounts, we heard verbal abuse, we heard ladies being asked to go and seek sponsorship as part of a pageant. We've heard the producer also talking about votespreneering, among others, and then sleeping with some ladies and all that. All these are allegations that they've sent in here. We had to muffle their voices so at least they are safe out there. But we have some people here in the studio who have been involved with one pageant, one reality show or the other. Niso is a former mentor, Project Fame contestant. He is a musician. He's here with us. George Quay is a producer, or was a producer of reality shows, and now team lead for Image Bureau. He's a broadcaster. He's an MC. He's a PR executive, and a lot more. Uncle Ken is a broadcaster as well here with us. We have on Zoom. And I'm a review. Me, I'm a president. Yeah, and I'm a review. Maybe it's because I'm not a member in good standing. And then we have David Oscar, former winner of Stars of the Future Season 1. Also on Zoom is Okrasini Samuel. Nana, Okrasini Samuel is also contestant of Mentor on Zoom now. And then we have Fifi Coleman. Yeah, he's also been involved in production, judge works and all that with some reality shows. They're all here to help with the discussion. Let me come to Uncle Ken, George, and Niso. We've heard some people share their experiences. George, throughout the period that you served as a producer for these reality shows, did you come across any of these accusations and complaints?
How do you start with Uncle Ken?
No, it's because I've never been involved in reality shows. He's forgotten about me.
I will go to him. Don't worry about it.
But you worked on Miss Ghana.
I know, I did. But
Yeah,
I'm
he
saying,
doesn't know. You see, Kwame Dadzie is a small boy.
I am, of course.
Answer Kwame Dadzie.
I'll come to Uncle Ken, please. Yeah.
Complaints. In every human institution, there will naturally be complaints. Dealing with people, I've always said, is the most difficult thing you can ever have. You can ask Niso if you never had any complaints when it wasn't a reality TV show. Complaints are normal. Because when you're dealing with people and you're housing them, it is different people from different backgrounds who you've put in one house. Somebody can complain about the food you're offering. Somebody can complain about the kind of water they're even bathing with. Maybe it's a borehole that serves the house. You know, it may be a little too salty, a little too hard. You never know. Somebody may say the kind of toothpaste you've made available they don't like. The kind of soap they're using in the bath they don't like. They don't like the fact that they are sleeping 2 or 3 or 4 in a room. They're uncomfortable. So complaints are many. And people don't enter competitions to lose. You need to understand that. So when they get in there and things aren't going their way, you should expect them to have a number of complaints. Granted, some of those complaints may be true, fairly. A lot of the complaints may also be figment of people's imaginations. If I'm in a competition with Niso and I'm doing well and people are giving me all the props and everything, Niso may think somebody in the competition is favoring me. It is human nature. It is natural. It is normal everywhere. Sometimes Niso may be right. Maybe somebody is favoring me. It could be anybody. It could be a judge. It could be a producer. It could be somebody who is even giving me tips that, look, today they are going to do this. Go and see this person. He's in the industry. He can help you better. Everything is possible. Everything could be true. Everything could be a lie. For me, what is key is that we should raise our kids so well that they learn how to walk away. I personally believe it is wrong to use members of a contest to raise money unless it is a task. I recall when we were doing the Challenge Educational Reality TV show, there was a task where the contestants were to choose a charity organization, create a product, figure out a way to sell that product to generate some funds, and then the funds that had been generated would be used to solve a need at a charity organization. I recall some of them chose Teshi Orphanage, some of them chose another orphanage around Nungwa and all, and they painted, they chained the beds and all of those things. It was a task. It was different. But to us contestants, to go and raise money to use to run the show, that is wrong. That pageant or that contest should be shut down instantly.
Did that happen?
Oh, in one of the things that were played, I think one of the girls mentioned that they were asked to go and look for money to be used for the show, and sometimes one of the voices.
No, I'm saying which.
She didn't mention the pageant, but she said she was in a pageant, and they were told to go and raise money to run the show. And then, if you don't have money to run your show, don't do the show.
Right.
Don't send people's daughters out there to go look for money to come run your reality TV show. If you don't have money to run it, don't run it. You understand me? Or get a marketing and sales team in place. It is their duty to go raise money. I remember when I was producing shows at Charterhouse. There were times that we would all join the sales and marketing team. Would go. I remember my big brother Jesse Ejipon, if you were here.
Yeah.
I recall one time for Stars of the Future, we were looking for sponsors at what's the name of the company? LG at the time. LG Sumotex Ghana, that was the name of the company. And I recall we had to go see a man called Palavra Stoji. yeah. We were looking for sponsorship. You understand? Why didn't we send the contestant to go look for the sponsorship? There were pretty girls in Stars of the Future. I recall Stars of the Future season 1. You had ladies like Ifia, you had Irene Logan, you had a number of why didn't we send them? Because it was wrong. And you can ask anybody who's ever taken part in Miss Malaika if Charterhouse has ever sent any of them out to go look for sponsors for the program. No. It is wrong for any pageant to send the ladies out. You are exploiting them. You are exposing them to all manner of things. And I think it is simply wrong.
George, is a pageant like Miss Ghana a reality show?
No.
In the true sense of the word, is it?
No, because it is not presented as a reality show.
Right.
A reality TV show has two components, event and television.
Right.
And you're doing it weekly and you're keeping people updated. Ideally, a reality TV show, the ultimate example is Big Brother Africa. You understand? 24/7 cameras on them. You're seeing it. It's real life. It's happening. But we try to be as close as possible, to be giving you weekly updates. So sometimes for some of them, when they are at rehearsals, you see their rehearsals, you see things happening live and all of those things. You may see an aspect of it. They are given the task, you see them on the floor. We try to bring it close as possible. So you see it in projects like America's Got Talent, Britain's Got Talent, and all of those. They are run in particular periods, like overnight. So you vote tonight for this person. By tomorrow, they are going on to something else. That is, it's happening as you're going. You understand? It's happening, and you're a part of it. So for me, listening to some of the stories there, it's quite unfortunate. But the things about human conflict and human nature, the little bickering, those ones are to be expected. If you put Niso, Kwame Dadzie, if you put Fifi Coleman, George Quay, we are actors, you put us in one competition, naturally some of us will feel somebody is favoring Fifi Coleman because he's taller than me. You understand? Fifi Coleman will say, why did you bring a judge like a judge like maybe some former president, because he's the same height as George Quay, they are doing things their own way. You know. You get it? So as for those ones, it is neither here nor there. And then the thing about votes, come on. For anybody to think votes are manipulated, yes, I'm not saying votes cannot be manipulated. But if any reality TV show manipulates votes to favor a certain artist, it is wrong. I can confidently say that none of the shows that I worked on manipulated votes. You understand me?
Yeah.
And that is why I said, don't put yourself in a position.
But can votes be manipulated?
Oh, well, the gentleman was saying votes were manipulated. Votes can be manipulated, but if you really, really, really want to get to the bottom of it, you can. Request for the raw data. It's always there. You can always request for the raw data. You'll see it. It's there. You understand? If you request for the raw data and they show you graphs, the graphs are not the raw data. Graphs can't be manipulated. But the votes, the numbers are there. It can't be manipulated.
True.
And that is why once upon a time, for a music award scheme, somebody organized a voting party, because the person understands the scheme and knows that, look, if I'm able to get this block of people to vote for me, it cannot be altered in any way.
Right.
When I win, I win.
Right.
You understand?
Great.
So these are some of the things. So if you say, that is why I said early on, if your thing is a beauty pageant, from the beginning, look for beautiful people.
Exactly.
And don't think beautiful people are dumb. They are not smart. Find your beautiful people. You found 100 beautiful people. You need 10 to go into the finale. Then you can now, because thousands would come. You cannot tell me you cannot get 20 or 30 beautiful people out of even 500. You will get. When you finish getting those beautiful people, you can now go into brains. You can now start looking for the intelligent. That is why I am happy that a pageant like Miss Malaika, I think they have 3 winners who are doctors, about 2 winners who are lawyers, and stuff like that. You understand? And they are beautiful.
Yeah.
They are. Look, I remember Laurie Lawson's final event. A doctor, she was booking on stage. I've never seen a doctor dance so beautifully before. You understand? So there are intelligent people who are also beautiful. So if you want to do a beauty pageant, first look for your beautiful. That was your core mandate. You said beauty. Look for the beautiful people. Don't say you are looking for. You are doing a contest for handsome men. You've picked Fifi Coleman, then you are George Quay. It won't work. That's a fine man. This tiny man here. We are not in the same space. You understand? So look for your beautiful people. After that, find the brains. You'd find it. Beautiful people are not dumb. There are beautiful people who are smart too. So as for problems there, Niso, I'm sure, would have a number to share. But it doesn't mean producers are trying to manipulate people for personal gain.
Good afternoon, Brother Kwame and your team. Another great show. Please tell Mr. George Quay I admire his new voice. New voice, man.
Which new voice?
What's the voice? Workshop. He says, this is a transformation from the days of Abuaje. He should mumu me some of his cash. Ajiman Joseph, Community 9, Maiki Ajingo the man. Ajingo. Oh, how Ajing. Uncle Ken,
yes.
From last week's story of Dr. Chiaki to these two people that we've listened to today.
Right.
Yes.
Kwame, I am glad you went to George Quay after listening to the folks.
Yes, please.
Who've been involved with these shows. Because I haven't.
Okay.
I really want to look at why reality shows are popular.
Why they are popular?
Yes.
Why they are popular?
Yeah.
Okay.
And why people go out of their way to create such shows.
Okay.
And put them on TV.
Are you asking what you're saying?
I am saying that
all right.
Okay.
I want to look at those those reasons why. And what I come up with is, I think that as audiences, sometimes we're looking for escapism and stress relief.
Okay.
So if we sit back and watch others on TV do things, it provides a break from daily life.
Yep.
You know, and allows us to relax and watch others' conflicts. It's nice when you are sitting back and see other people conflicting themselves on stage. And then we get to discuss the reality shows on social media or with friends. And that creates a shared cultural experience. The drama and unpredictability that arises out of these shows is also a very important factor, because the unpredictability nature of humans' behavior, especially in competition settings, provides high emotional stimulation for us all, you know. And more importantly, some of these reality shows, they reflect society. What is happening in society, you know. These shows often act as a mirror to social norms, reflecting and shaping views on relationships, wealth, and behavior. So the people who organize these shows know they have an audience out there. The brands that support the shows also know that there's an audience out there that they can appeal to, you know, for whatever they offer, for people to be interested in what they offer. Listening to the folks out here, you can tell that for the participants, they go through a lot of stress, anxiety, trauma. And in certain...
Some of the participants.
Some of them, yes. You are right. Some of them go through these, you know, because of the feedback they get from audience reaction and even judges. If the shows are in, you know, stages, for instance, you know, people were always on the back of my kid brother, Marco Krekumante, on mental, for instance.
When
I posted the artwork, somebody says, Krekumante should be on the show here. He said he has killed so many times.
Exactly.
But he hasn't.
You know, I mean, offering his views on the performances that people exhibited, and people felt some way about it, you know. And in extreme cases, I mean, some have even contemplated suicide. You know, because of the trauma they've gone through.
Uncle Ken, you see,
George.
you see, sometimes when I speak, people think I'm too blunt. And I'll blame some of the reality TV shows too. I think every reality TV show ought to have psychologists.
You said so before.
You need to have psychologists.
I agree.
Thank God, Miss Malaika Ghana had a group of women called the Godmothers, and these Godmothers were available to the ladies. They could talk to them, they could seek advice from them, and all of those. They could guide them, and all of those, you know. And every reality TV show, it's very, very important that you have psychologists, because, Charlie, we see things. Look, I have had a situation where somebody backstage, it was a music, he's a big boy now, there's no need mentioning name. This guy was nearly collapsing backstage.
Hey.
Nearly going off backstage. I've had a situation with Miss Malaika where, you know, this girl, and I was happy she was able to pull through. It was a lady who, again, I'm not going to say her name, I don't have the permit. This lady apparently had a family issue where, not a family issue, a personal issue, where she would get into something, start it, and then once it gets a little jittery, it shakes more, she pulls out. She pulls out. It was the final event. And this girl was just going to pull out. Her father and her family had traveled far. Her father came backstage. And what he did to her backstage to get the girl back on stage, it was amazing. Father said, no, you're not going to do this. You've been doing this all through your life. Every time you get here, you get to a final stage, you pull out, you get here, you pull out, you pull out. You understand? So naturally, people come with all sorts of, you know, ideas. Also, people have their issues already. There are people that are always looking for somebody to blame for something. Naturally, they are like that. So it is key for every reality TV show to have psychologists. And for me, every reality TV show should also look for what it set out to look for.
Right.
Imagine Stars of the Future comedy, and then you meet somebody at David Oscar at auditions, and then you skip him. Why? Because he's not tall enough, or he's too fair. You skip him for whatever other reason. Then you go and look for people who are not funny, and then you say you're looking for comedians.
Get it.
First, look for what you said you are going to look for.
Exactly.
Once you have that, you can find the other elements to now make it look good. Look for variety. Look for,
Right.
But the concept about psychologists, I think.
Okay, Kwame, my final
Your
point.
final, before you
Yes.
come with your final thoughts, there is a message here from former Deputy Minister of Tourism, Art and Culture, Mark Okrekuma.
Honorable.
Honorable. He says,
Honorable.
they should forgive me. I meant well.
Kwame,
So your final.
the folks that have been involved, George in particular,
Yeah.
you know, Nisol has been a participant,
Yes.
right? Now, George has been involved in production and that kind of thing. There are some people who blame the producers of reality shows
Okay.
for exploitation.
Yep.
What does he think about that?
You mean Niso?
Oh, you're asking me?
No, I'm asking George.
Okay.
Oh, okay. Let me make this quick so others can come in. Let's define exploitation. I mentioned earlier on that if you send girls out to go look for sponsors for your pageant, you're exploiting them. It is wrong. It shouldn't be done. It should not be done anywhere. And look, let's empower our girls and our siblings and everything. If you go for a reality TV show and they ask you to go look for sponsorship to come do the show, walk away. Leave the pageant. But then again, you see, the other time I said something on TV, regarding the Russian thing that happened, that happened recently, that don't be quick to blame the girls. People do things for various reasons. Some people go into beauty pageants because they are hungry at home. They are hungry at home. That is one. When I say hungry, I mean so hungry they cannot figure out ways to find opportunities for themselves. So they believe this is the only pathway they can make it. These people, when they get in there, they'll do anything, any and everything. Some of them actually sometimes end up even throwing themselves at people. The production house is made up of human beings. Those human beings are not all the same. Yeah, the production house will do its best to orient its people very well. You understand? However, you can only do so much. What happens when the pageant closes and everybody is supposed to go home? Whose number, and they call and they go and meet somewhere to do whatever? You would not know. I'm not saying there's any pageant in Ghana that is problem proof.
Right.
No. Once it's a human institution,
Agreed.
things could happen on your blind side.
All right.
You understand? But that doesn't mean that that is what this pageant is designed for.
for.
But if the organizers of that pageant are the ones sending these girls out to go and look for sponsors, to go and look for this, to go and look for that, and you're exposing them in ways that no.
George,
Those ones.
you've hammered on that point for the past
number of
30
times.
minutes.
Yeah. But Uncle Ken, you
Yes,
asked,
but it
you
is
posed
what
a
it is.
question
Yes.
to Niso.
Oh, Tuniso, yes.
so-
I'm saying George has, but do you know of any pageant that has done that?
No, I'm only listening to what the girl said in her clip that we played. The girl in the clip. Yeah, say something.
No, Fifi Koma, I think
Fifi, you have something to say?
I think Ken has an idea, something that George would know.
Exactly.
Okay? It's like George would know. It's been 20 and over years. George would know.
Mr. Coleman, before you came in, a clip was played. And in the clip, the girl did say that sometimes they were sent to go
Yeah,
and
so
raise
he's
sponsorship.
making reference
One
to
thing
that.
that she said that worried me, though, was that sometimes they give them small money.
Yes.
Why should you even expect money? Why? It is wrong to be sent to go look for money for the show in the first place. You see the orientation that I'm talking about? It is wrong. For you've gathered people's daughters, beautiful daughters, and then you are sending them out there to go look for sponsors.
All right.
Are you kidding me? It's like saying David Oscar should go and look for money for Stars of the Future.
Can I
All right.
say something?
I think David wants to come in.
Yeah, but before that, I think you posed a question to Niso. So let him answer, then I bring in David as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
I do believe that there can be some form of exploitation in these things. And I don't know what to call this experience that I had. Okay. In one of the competitions, I wouldn't say which. No, I think it would be quite obvious. But
Because only two.
yeah.
Just fame.
And the way I go talk, I'm saying, no.
And then Ghana one.
Yeah, when I went for the mental auditions, I went to Accra. It was closed, so I had to move to the next stop, which was in Kumasi.
Ah.
Now, when I went to Kumasi, I did everything I had to do, and then one of the big men, I wouldn't say which position, but he's a big man, part of the show, called me on the side and told me that, look, you are really good, but truth of the matter is that because you are Gan, it could go against you.
Oh.
So I would prefer you come to Takrady, then we pick you from there. I had qualified in Kumasi, so I had to be made fourth. They were looking for 3 people, but I had to be made fourth, okay, which was Obolo, Sandy, the girl we called Tico, Rose, and then Becca. So, and then I was fourth, and they were looking for 3 people, so they picked the first 3 girls.
Okay.
But like originally, I was supposed to be part of those 3.
You are gone.
But and then he made that statement. Now, when he made that statement, it gave me the idea that it is possible that they could sit back and then rearrange things and say that, oh no, I think this guy.
You say, who is the guy again?
Oh no, you're not gonna know.
What was his
That
portfolio?
one there, you're not gonna know.
I just wish this were like Obonu, so I could see something in Ghana.
You can do that.
No, I want
even
to
though
here, no,
so it got me to think that truly you could do all you can in this world as far as this competition is concerned, and these quote unquote big men could actually sit back and arrange and say, make this one chop, make
No,
this one chop.
but were the ladies Akans? Okay, they were Akans. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
You know,
All right.
so even before getting to Takrady, I knew I had my slot. I just had to be there.
That's just
So
okay.
that's how come I represented.
These are
Takrady.
assumptions anyway.
yeah, that's just. But that's just sad anyway. It's sad.
Yeah.
It's sad. I mean, denying somebody just because of tribe. I mean, what kind of producer are you? It was careless. It was heartless. It was wrong.
And also
I mean,
in Project Fame, I remember the
Did you
finals.
think you were only going to sing in Ghana?
And the funny thing is that we had a live show in Kumasi,
Okay.
and I was given a dance song to sing, Maria, in Kumasi.
Okay, Mario, Lala.
I'm happy.
In Project Fame.
Yeah.
Mapping.
Yeah, in Project
Happened.
Fame, the finals, we were
Okay.
actually doing our dress rehearsals. We were testing sound and all that, and then one lady also came to me, who is also a big lady in the competition, came to me and said, "Look, don't worry, Still, Vim, don't worry. Immediately she said that, I know. I say no, you know, go chop that thing. And true. You know, so she was giving me Vim. Say, Charlie, make no worry, everything. Cool.
This might be your mind way to do you.
Oh no. No, she came to me out of the blue. And you know, like you're trying to encourage someone. I was like, look, me, see, whatever that happens, don't worry.
I got you.
I got it. You know, so I knew that. Oh no, this thing, no, we'll give you.
Okay, there's a question here from Lawrence. He says, Kwame ask George Quay, is it right to organize kids competition and ask the public to vote, and then you are deducted 40 cedis per vote? A friend whose daughter was in such a competition ended up in debt.
These debts matter.
I don't think you can take that one.
No. David, I'll come to you. Okrasen is also on Zoom now. All right. Maybe I won't change this here. Nana is saying.
Madam Chairman.
Okay. Auntie, I hope you've been listening to the conversation.
Yeah, bro. My tia bre. No, 6,000 come by. Things every chance them by.
Maybe I show what in some way. A branch and about one kind all these complaints, allegations. Want me and okay, almost can say na votes manipulation, almost can say yes, man, pageant and the money being corner, almost sponsorship. A branch and so can say producers need be named, judges need be I didn't for the Daniel, and to who call mentor no now experience the saying, maybe.
Oh, okay. Medical chair will be especially Chairman George Quay. I'm sure.
I'm sure also. Is she actually?
Oh yeah, guy, bro. I didn't be on my your call mentor. No, I think the mentor the okay genesis now. Yeah, in the shares here. It's near my do na no. You who be. Media near my me who yeah near my kutia me ankasa sometimes no. Yeah, me I'm a big experience no because me who say never me who. Competition a woman, especially who come now as a bro for some sha, and we are no few. And I want to know Celine Dion or Kelly Mono. Now you also look at your places be or no more, yo bro. Your places be or no more. Your cry, but see a dog you free. I say, a quiet say school. So what you say? It did not want any the more to say Prince Mono Motonum to say. Bro, for no, one image on no, when you do much. Indiana as we look at now, your country will feel on it, yeah. Now, as a mom fire, yes, she is what I say. But be in a competition, yeah, but they won't be more. I mean, face a meeting, I know. I don't think I'm a join a competition, no. But some had done no more than Crawford, that's no more favorites. What I say, it's no more favorites, and it be a prince more, it be a Maya more, it be your one. Or what you told me more, what yeah, no more there. Now I say local boys, local boys FC for. We are no free. Maybe who say you give me free, but we vote. Basically, and by this time, moment to be and try the crop pot in time. We vote. Yanti me and show. So what I say? Our live on TV. Yanti me and show. Producer to me catch me straight to say. May next week me kufi. Yes, I mean I don't know. All the make sure. Or catch me say next week me kufi. It's na. Are there a competition? I the votes. What you say? You vote now. Making sure say as soon as see bet me akon any man of beba na china say one of the producers catch me say next week make you fear. That me who say as e be wom. So what you say? Na dem time no sakola will be 18 and I will be 17. I didn't crave in see that. Oh my mean ni ho papa ni ho. So who it no once when you brace up as a musician what about competition. Now imagine say me pass say we no ye penny mu. Also, what baby or betra will ye now do a new fion until no say I won't qua with me a bazaar. Next Sunday, a young crowd bet to say, wouldn't you vemwa? Won't you bet you with me a bazaar? Because coach now coaching for the whole 12 people. And yes, I coach the war one side pet into about side crowd, that's over the chill record crowd, then corner ski or corner person. So it is our home. Or maybe 2 weeks or maybe 1 week or about 30 seconds besame forget why maybe no next place what I said it me who said and penny for the one no more favorite. What you say? I know they won't even blame you. You might go into no more favorite, but me who is away again say, open say, obuanipa. Ya crampo na sebi ya mo face na you cra talent no crampo no. Ya na nko say mama ni call your home. So what you say? Mama ni call mo home because omo no talent na mo face so. I was say mama ni call mo home. Ana na ema no so no ema na omo woto no so na say dodo na feel so mbebo ama no sa other girls no chain other girls. So when person me show no. Eti me hu ni say competition ne there Obia de na dwen na eba so oba be competition and oba be organize to say reality show so what you say but the do baby no hu nipa na eba ye no hu di open asem a the na dwen timi sesa cause ankrofo on side ana me hu so bi no bi da ofie hoda mum me time me hu so bi no bi have sex ofie hoda me hu se judge bi be pay obi ofie but now who say judge ni bi wo judges ni bi wo no ma omo favorite what you say mako krekumante no one favorite na other ones no more favorite one them person
yes
what you say we are true ya pia bonten crampo na ya ba no a producer office waje wo se opese or support one or sponsor or produce song ma no after say we were free competition, say a mentor, say a stars of the future, waba out no. Ono so cross up so chudi. So what you see? Ono no mo boa wona ebia watimi free mu na waba bonten. Ohu say oh, ebi cross ni PA free inside bar bonten. Nipa bebre ku cross ni hu percent komo helping them about. Na ebia emfa ne say wajai omu nyina echi, wajai bandex echi, edi wajai kiki bands na echi di. Wakodi makokreku bante echi. No person chudi. So what you say? Eti no me hu ni say obi a wona dwen a ono e de ba competition so ye judge so ye producer so ye contestant obi a wona dwen o de ba but de metimi aka ni say me hu say obi ni obi e da ofio ana o ye competition and organize reality show a adwen wo wutirim ni say wo ba be boa nkrofo a sebe omo what talent but omo niska omo what talent be mfa ho ne kasa o kamate se ni so kasa na wo kuma se no na obi se twi ni nti no on ti nka kana because of Ghana nti sa de mani nyina nya de eboa what you say enya de eboa nipa no baby free me nti chese chinchina na ya wo me sai beni what you say
yeah
when you ba so na papa no ma me ahia enyo na wo ko frɛ o ma me ama papa nti on be hia na baby e be wo free a wo be ba no a home ana will represent it. So what you say?
Sure.
It's no me say. Me want to say some organize the program when you na man fair. Chairman.
Krasi ni wakasa na say nsema aka nyina ye wo side nko a ehun say ye ne producers ne ade nyina enya nkasa ye enti omo nso so omo ano asem enti ne ye taking it say wo account na wo man sisi a we can't verify this particular or these claims that you are making. And you know, okay, let's go to David before I come to Fifi Kuman. Oscar.
Yeah, man.
Okay. I hope you've listened to the other conversations, and do you have any thoughts on these?
Oh yes, I do actually. I'm a bit confused. You can't share now. You can't.
Me vibe na buy na a coachy lies. See, I'm a Sunday.
Because the trees with up until say tree.
So please let's speak English now.
Okay. Okay. Right. Anyway, like I mentioned earlier, just like I mentioned earlier, I have been a part of all levels of, I would say, talent shows. First as an artist, second as a producer of one, and then third, as a judge. And on each of the occasions, I had, my own experiences. Of course, I can, give you the accounts, but in the end, it will still be my accounts based on the experiences I had. Right. Same way, I would like to point out that based on all the things I've listened to, I feel like, we have a lot of lessons to draw. And when I say we, I'm not even referring to those of us on the, those of us, having this conversation on the program. but the audience is out there, because you see, for as long as Ghana remains, there would forever be people that would want to start up pageantries or work for, pageants that already exist, and so, of course, my goal in this whole conversation is to be able to enrich somebody's experience listening to us. You see, I feel like people that aspire to go into these pageant shows, or maybe to contest, they should have a way of managing their expectations. They should manage their expectations, really, because listening first to the tape that you played, the girl, I don't know who she is, and I don't know what pageant she was on, so I really can't speak to that. But listening to her experiences, I feel say it's like, she is just narrating her side of the story. There's no way to verify or to prove any of the things she is saying. So to just enrich the conversation from a higher level, I should say that we should draw lessons. One, if you are somebody who wants to organize a similar pageant in future, all these conversations we are having should help you draw some lessons. Secondly, if you are a young person coming up trying to go into a competition, whether music, comedy, fashion, whatever, pageant, you should also, based on the lessons you are learning from here, manage your expectations. Of course, I agree with Josh Faye when he says that it's not right to send out girls to go look for sponsorship, However, like I said, we cannot independently verify whether those claims being made by the girl in the tape is even true at all to begin with, So that's where I would want all of us to manage our expectations, Secondly, having been on a team that organized the pageant, I would say that it is not automatic that if you are running a pageant, you would be able to secure sponsorship. Of course, Josh Wayne worked for, Charterhouse, which to me was like, and still is like the Silicon Valley of raising sponsorships, for event companies. So I can understand some of his sentiments, and I don't want to be mischievous, but to by extension say that I can understand probably some of the interests he has, However, in my experience, it was not always automatic that you would be able to get sponsorship, even for established companies that have run these pageants for a very, very long time, largely due to, largely because of competition, because of course, there's not only one pageant in the system. There are different pageants, and they're all going after the same corporate institutions in most cases, trying to organize sponsorship to run these shows or competitions or whatever you may want to call it. So now, based on this conversation we're having today, we know that once it's not so automatic that people that present fashion shows or pageants would always have the monetary capacity to take care of all the elements and components of the show. I would want the future aspirants and of course parents, because of course parents sometimes also send their kids to these pageants as a way of exposing them, to build exposure for them, to build confidence for them, for whatever reason that may be. Unless of course you are going to run for a Miss Malaika, which is like premium, I would say. You cannot expect that wherever you are going, or you may not be asked as a task, like Josh Gray indicated, as a task to go out there and help, present a face for the pageant or help even support to raise. I don't see anything wrong with it anyway, except that whoever spoke about it, the person that spoke about it, they want to present it in a certain way and manner to court disaffection for whatever company or whatever entity there was, or based on her experience, and I feel like we should all manage our expectations. Let me say this. In my own experience, going on a show as an artist, there are one or two experiences I had that I could also interpret as maybe, in an exploitation of sorts. But looking at it from a broader spectrum, I wouldn't quite put it like that. I would say that this was a good opportunity for me at the time, based on where I was. So, you can't go to a pageant and then come back, or go to a talent show and come back, and then all you are up to is to sort of like demonize or badmouth. I do not think that the people who run these pageants go out there with a purpose to look for, people to necessarily come and exploit them. I don't buy that. So let's not make it look like somebody's out there trying to commit a crime by being or offering a pageant or a talent show of sorts. In the same way, don't also go on it with all kinds of expectations, because it's an opportunity and it's a platform to expose you to whatever and probably give you connections, create connections for you for the future. So manage your expectations.
All right.
Now, wait, Kwame, let me make this last point. In my experience as a judge, right? I encountered this whole conversation about vote manipulation or whatever it is. But I wouldn't even quite put it down to the votes. In my experience, this is what happened. So the organizers of the show, right before the winner was announced, came to us. And of course, the entity that I'm speaking about is no more in existence. And so I'm taking this liberty. If the entity was still in existence, I'll probably not even, how do I even say it? Offer this information, So we were called to the backstage, and the organizers explained to us that they are looking for a particular kind of artist for a particular kind of market. So they brought us, I would say, in, right? They drew us in for us to sort of like align with them, right? In searching or in crowning the person that eventually won the competition. You see, so if you want to call that a bit of influence, I would agree with you, because if not for that, the competition based on the voting patterns and the response of the audience in the auditorium at the on the night, the competition should have been won by a different person, So this is based on me, my personal experience as a judge on a certain talent show. This is what I'm just divulging to you right now. So to a large extent, there could be, except I cannot say whether it's through votes or whatever. But in this experience, this is what I've described to you. It was a way that we were made to align with the interests of the organizer of the show. And of course, we could also understand the perspective from which they were coming, So once that alignment is there, I don't think there should be any problem. Usually problems like this happen when maybe one person is not playing ball, one judge is not playing ball. This is where you get all these problems. But if organizers and judges can align, I don't see any of these things becoming problematic.
Great. Now, let me come to Fifi Coleman, who has been a judge, who has been a producer of some of these reality shows and beauty pageants. Fifi Coleman, did you align with the other judges?
But so, first of all, Kwame, we've gone around it. Let me just say this, right?
Yes.
Under the guise of we saying, we haven't verified the information, and then we haven't said that. See, it limits the length to which we can have this conversation. I just want to put that across.
Okay.
Because what is the word?
Procrastinating.
No. What David just said, right, about calling whatever we can't also verify that information right now. It's just his word. He's telling us what happened.
Yeah.
And I have my question then is, what reason does he have to lie about it? What does he stand to gain? The lady that sent that voice note, the guy that sent whatever it is, he didn't mention the pageant. She didn't mention the pageant. He didn't say anything about names or whatever. So what do they stand to gain by just coming out to just say, this is what happened? If they mention the name, and they mention the name of a pageant, and they're going after somebody like Okwasini will mention the name, like whatever it is, then okay, fine, now we have to verify because you put somebody on the people. In this world of reality TV, pageant and everything, I have judged almost every single one that has been in Ghana so far. I've been a judge on almost every one of them. It's funny when they talk about vote manipulation, that's the least you can even think about. Forget about that. I've sat in auditions, right, that you are clearly, let's say you choose me as a judge for something, and I say, okay, this person A is who I've chosen, and you give a list to them, and they go on to go and announce, and then the one you chose or the one that you had selected with other people is not in there. They don't even mention the name. It's not like they mention and give another. It's not even in there. And then you question, wait, why did you bring me here if it's going to turn out this way? You question it later, and they say, because the pageant is like what say, looking for something, and then something happened that you are not even aware of, but we just wanted to whatever it is. And then I walk away. I just walked out, and okay, so it's not happening again. I'm not judging this again. Let me tell you some very crazy story. You're talking about what's it called? They say sending people out to go and look for sponsorship. See, Kwame. They will define a shoe that you're supposed to wear for a certain section of a pageant and tell you the shoe is in London. The owner of the pageant is in London. Pay Ghana cedis this amount to this person. When she's coming, she will bring your shoe in that size.
Yeah.
I've been there, I've seen it. I don't have to lie about. I don't have any reason to lie about this thing. Why do we send them to go and do the car wash thing? Why do we send the beauty pageants to go to a car wash? Say they are raising money. And after they raise the money, where does the money go? Why do we send them to casinos to go and just engage people? And the one who's able to engage people to get the most money is assured at least top 3. Do we see where I'm going with this? It's not just about the voting. The voting thing is a list. See, and this is where I stand. And I'm against any pageant, whatever it is, that somebody has to vote to win something out of. I'm against it. I don't get it. If the voting is free, right? So they don't take money out of anybody's pocket. Like just the audience just watch and say, it's a free vote. I like it. Let's do it that way. But if I can raise $1 million and I'm as ugly as an ape, and I can prove to you that I raised $1 million, what is your excuse for saying I'm not Miss Ghana, or I'm not Miss Universe, or I'm not Miss Malaika, or I'm not GMB?
But they don't use only the vote.
See, that's the point. The point is that see,
assessment.
Yes, see, this is it. You're throwing the percentage thing, right? Vote for your favorite, whatever it is, right? And then you're giving the majority of the percentage to who? To the money.
Okay.
The judges there, but the money has a very high ranking in there. No one ever comes back to account for, oh, well, you got 1 million, then this is your votes were up to the. It doesn't happen. Nobody even follows that. I've never seen anyone follow through to say, okay, so out of all the voting that was done, we were able to raise $1 million or like 500,000 Ghana cedis. But no one ever knows what happens to that. The poor girl, I can ask the question, why do people do pageant? Like you ask yourself. First of all, look, somebody said there's a prize to be won at the end of the day.
Yeah.
Somebody said there's going to be a flight to Dubai. Somebody said you get a cooking utensil, set of whatever from here, or whatever it is from here. There are promises that are made to lure young ones, young brains, like we just okay, let me go, maybe I stand a chance to do this. And then there's also the ones that literally you are minding your own business. Your own business. Organizers have seen you over and over again. You're walking by the studio, you walk by the shop, they see you every day. You say, hey, bruh, I want to take you to this pageant. I think you'll do very well. And they take you, they just lift you up and put you in that position. Such a person, even after you win, even if you win, how confident are you after you win that you won it on merit? What are we looking for? Is it beauty? What are we looking for? Is it talent? What the person can sing? What are we looking for? The person is a comedian. What are we looking for? The person can drum. The person. What talent is it? What are we looking for? It starts from there. What are we looking for?
Exactly.
This is what we're looking for. It's just a basis for everything. The basis of everything is what are we looking for. The second basis is if you don't have the money, why are you doing it? If you don't have the wherewithal, Why are you doing it?
You are going to send people's daughters to casinos. To do what?
Why are you doing it? People, listen. I'm sorry. There are darker truths about these things that it doesn't even come out. Like people don't even hear the list of people. Just leave quietly. Like people go to bed and they just leave. Yeah. Oh, what happened? We don't say, oh, no, or call. But when they're able to open up, they can't even tell you what happened before they left the pageant or they left a talent show or they left something, because it's that bad. Okay. Let's not. I'm telling you, no one has any. I don't stand. No, we don't stand to gain anything by sitting here and say blah 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 whatever it is. But like Oscar also said, what are the learnings from all of this? What are we learning from all of this? You who's listening to us right now, what are you picking from? You who's an organizer, what are you picking from this? Do we even have a what is the biggest one in Ghana right now?
The biggest
pageant. Let's use beauty. What's the biggest one in Ghana right now?
None.
Oh, Malaika still runs.
Yeah, I think Ghana's most beautiful also.
Yeah,
George,
Malaika still runs.
Yeah, Miss Malaika still runs.
Yeah.
Really?
Really?
Miss Malaika has been giving cars for 20 years now.
Don't use the car. See, that's why we're
No. I'm coming. I was going to make a point regarding the car.
Okay.
Why doesn't Miss Malaika send the girls to go and look for the cars?
It's true.
You understand? Giving cars consistently for almost 20 years is not easy.
Yeah.
Ask all those that have won if any of them ever had to go
And it's not. And
to go and look for sponsors.
it's not just in the cartoon.
which one sent girls to get money for the pageant?
The girl didn't mention.
Joy 99.7.
The question is, which ones are
Uncle Ken.
Z. Now, we have more to say on this topic, but we need to go and then do business. We'll be right back. All right, so let's come in here now. What's the way forward? How do we sanitize this space, this beauty pageant reality show space? Let me start with Niso. How do we sanitize the space? Because it appears almost every time we hear people come up with stories like this.
Yeah. I think
we are doing 1.5 minutes each.
Okay, sure.
Yeah.
I think we need to make examples of some people.
Okay.
You know, because a lot of education needs to go into these things, because whether we like it or not, there will always be generations and young people who feel like, oh, Charlie, this thing there, if I enter, it will help me. There will always be people like that. So when they see these platforms, because of how enthused they are and how aggressive everything is for them, and Charlie, I have to do something, they will rush into these things without checking these the possibility of they being exploited. So if they have these stories out there, for sure, for real, that it is not just allegations, but it actually did happen, and people have been punished for exploiting people, like the case of the lady and all that, which I believe is something that we really need to look into it and make sure that these people are, you know, held accountable for their own actions and stuff like that. I believe this can actually help the young ones when they're coming up to know that, no, Charlie, okay, it's possible that this can happen. It's possible that that can happen. So they learn, and when they see the signs, they have no choice than to pull out, because definitely people will always come out to try and exploit them. So I believe the first thing we need to do is to just punish some people. For punish some people, Charlie.
Okay, just as Chiaki has taken Miss Intercontinental to court.
Right.
They were in court on Tuesday. I think they'll go back in March.
Yeah, Kwame, please follow up on that.
Yes, we will. We will.
Yeah.
Okay. Okurasini.
Chairman.
Okay, so final words, no. If we to ben now, what ma maybe no beso call contests, reality shows, and I think almost all my reality shows, no.
And your competition be now better with TV so now. Why am I being self as could be? Obey say a time no. What share what I crowd stage great me boss sponsorship be say I mean can say I was boutique in the ma, but I ran I was boutique. So what I say. And so now you can't radio, no account TV3 say I was boutique in a share matter. So now what me ko boutique work now ko pata any biasha. What could do all the mammy to make at yourself fawi. But in the DNA example, we be so they make an no cray. So what I say, mammy with me at yourself, we mem fawi, we won't mean fat, we mem fawi, we won't mean fat. I to ya, wouldn't admit that as I can't to work. Tyreno do one and I say, nay, me am entire, but do one as near the ma boutique is on the mae. So what I say. Eti na mo washe watare ni agye ni monyam na ma obi na TV3 no so de agye fans se wanya sponsorship no de ye program no what you say na fans no nkoma dadajo enkoma me enkoma Rexford na nkoma TV3 but are nem pabo no from head to toe na ya media so what you say nti what competition bi na person okobi na a local boy se me a ma fa wani conform so what you say hwehwemu ye rewremu ye na hu sade na me kwa akoye no ebeboa me ana se emboa me ana we say started punishing crowd se na ni ka no. What you say? I started punishing Crawford. Near yes of it as of a reality show now near Jiwa to. So what you say? Any passman city baby, not TV station, be share baby, local be. Almost all your competitions need be brave. So our TV stations now. Abe Bana Shedanji Dina. A lot of competitions in Koswa Azankwa. It's ya mean who is it? No then what you are. So what you say? TV station tria every man to be every man. It's near man Crawford, your moya zine. I'll say, yeah, to be quite sure was a competition or an real.
Okay.
Was a sound Crawford, my book crab at Biomo Dakra or to cry rebel.
Nice one.
What you it's near Bibiaka can now bet you as answer when you brace up as all better no man now by actor and actress into what say, all
right.
Now,
all right. Okay. Okay, let me come in here and take let me talk to Uncle Ken. Uncle Ken, how do we sanitize the space?
That's a difficult one for me because it depends on what people are looking for. Those who partake, like George said, people normally partake because they need something, you know, and then those who organize also have to be very, very decent with what they offer to those to entice them. Because if you ask me to come for a contest and then at the end of the day, the prizes that are meant for me are not given, I mean, what have you done to me? You know, and like Nee said, we should name and shame. That's what Nee said. But I am asking this evening, George Kwame, tell me who asked people to go and look for money
Like we know
for the pageant, because I don't know, and I really want to know.
Okay, George will answer that. Yeah, no, don't talk now. David. Hello, David.
Yes, I'm here. Can you hear me?
Yes, we're talking about how to sanitize the space.
Yes, I mean, like I said earlier, because I have experienced it on all levels, I can just advise you straight. You know, contracts and agreements. Because you see, we can complain and complain and complain, but what will be in terms of the fact that there will still be pageants in Ghana, and there will still be young people coming up who will be, you know, hungry to want to run for these pageants, or by extension, talent shows or whatever they are, right? And, you know, within the bracket of, you know, if anything, within that whole arrangement, you know, there should be contracts and agreements, so that if you are an event organizer, before, or better still, after you've been able to, you know, put together the people you're going to use for their show, you know, you commit them to contracts and agreements. Let everybody understand what they have signed up for, so that right there and then, the ones who feel like the contract is an exploitative contract and they want to pull out, and they can pull out quickly, so they don't come and experience the whole bit, the whole thing, and then come out and come and, you know, complain and basically badmouth. That is also not very good for business. Let's be very honest, you know, because at the end of the day, it's business, regardless of whoever comes out to say I have good intentions, I want to promote, I don't know, culture, whatever it is. The end game is business, and every businessman is seeking to make profit, right? And so if you are a young artist who coming up, make sure that, you know, you request, okay, what's in this whole thing for me? If you are desperate enough and you may ignore that bit, then don't complain when the problem starts coming, you know? But it is very important for every young aspiring, whether it be artist or you know, a young woman wanting to join a pageantry or whatever it is, ask for the contract. Let everything be spelled out clearly for you. Get a lawyer to help you interpret it. If it is good enough for you, go. If it is something that is bearable for you, go. If it is not bearable for you, you feel this is exploitative, then don't do it. You know, because it's really sickening when I know people go into these things with all the holiest of intentions.
All right.
And then one misstep, you know, so, okay, let me not talk too much. So contracts and agreement, because contracts and agreement will help everybody manage his or her own expectation both ways. That's
Thank you. Fifi Coleman, yeah? No, let me do job before Fifi Coleman. George.
Well, I don't have much to say.
Yeah.
You haven't answered my question.
I don't have an answer to your question. We are both in the studio when the lady said it. We should probably go back and ask
Judge,
her.
please.
But you hammered on it.
Judge,
Yes,
please,
I did.
your final remarks.
Based on what the lady said.
Because you knew.
We have 3 minutes left, please.
Listen, if the fundamentals are weak, the final output is going to expose you.
Fundamentals, yeah? I love that word.
Your final output will expose you. Whatever you're producing, ask yourself why you're producing it and what you want to achieve, and never exploit people's kids. That's about it.
Okay. Fifi, yeah. And then Fifi, what?
Fifi will answer.
You end with "I told you so." Yeah, quickly. Let's go. 1.5 minutes. All right.
To lottery and all voting stuff. Is Caritas involved in pageants?
I'm not sure.
They should be there. They should be in their space right away.
Okay.
Pageants and games.
Okay.
Yes, but
yeah, the end games.
The lottery component, the voting component. Yes. The voting is not a lottery.
If it's not a lottery thing, then we need to find another Caritas. Another institution that will actually be
Maybe the Ministry of Tourism, Creative Arts and Culture can appoint you and I as supervisors.
Okay, because somebody needs to look at that. Now, where David talks about contracts, right?
Yeah.
And I've seen a contract. I've seen all the almost wherever I've gone to, I've seen contracts that they give to the pageants, right? I'm telling you, the contracts will shield the producers and the organizers from everything the people are saying. I won't lie to you. They write it in such a way that you cannot even come back and say, we did this to you and then we are going to go whatever. No. It's in there somehow. So who becomes the one person to say that, let's look at the contracts that producers or pageants are giving to the contestants to sign and actually look at it to see that is it humane? Is it to do all of these things, right? Let's look at that one. I want to end by saying, look, it's not all gloomy out there. Okay, I'm not going to say all of that. No. There are success stories that people have gone through there, built their confidence, gone ahead, won, gotten jobs, become PR. You see all of that. So don't let us just blacklist it in totality. Some ways. Let's just look for the right ones, good people to organize them and then move from there. Yeah.
All right. And then
as I told you so, 5th, 6th, 7th, and 8th March, National Theatre, 7 p.m. Thursday and Friday, 4 p.m. and 8 p.m., 4 p.m. and 8 p.m. Saturday and Sunday. Okay. A cool 200 Ghana cities, Jedu Bleambule on stage, Mr. Beautiful, Fred Amugi, Clemento Suarez. What else are you looking for? I'm sorry, people. Come on.
All right. Thank you, George Quay. Thank you.
Free. Oh, wait.
Uncle Ken.
We have to meet. This is very good, okay? Over 60 is free.
Yeah. Thank you, Uncle Ken. Thank you, Niso, David Oscar, Okwasini Samuel, Fifi Coleman. It's been Showbiz A to Z on Joe 99.7. My name is Kwame Dadzie, show produced by Philip Nye, supported by Anita Tay, Ida, Olivier Fagnon, DJ Fantastic. But let me say that we have not independently reviewed or verified certain statements made on the show. So, thank you for listening.